Say it in comments. Say it in comments.
You're listening to Say It in Common, where we talk about it all, not just Dungeons and Dragons. I'm AJ Cannon.
Seth Templin.
Tyrell Merle.
And Dustin is last.
Yeah, there we go. We got it that time. I'm looking real quick to see if I got anything back from Alex, because I was asking if he had any news. He hasn't sent me another message. So anyway, this episode and every episode is brought to you by Tiger Skull RPG. And if you don't know by now, by some stretch of the imagination, Tiger Skull RPG is creating monthly, all-original content for your D&D game, or, I guess any kind of tabletop game. 3D miniature print files, digital illustrations, loot cards, everything you need for fully realized NPC encounters. And I had pulled up the Tiger Skull website today because I hadn't for a while, and I wanted to see what they had going on, and there is just some awesome stuff on there. And the merch is all really cool, too. I really need to buy some clothes from them because they're cool. They've got this this hoodie, the Reanimation Master, and it's like it's like a band hoodie, and it says the Reanimation Tour or something, and then on the back it's got instead of show dates, it's like the dates that each character dropped. It's really cool.
Make sure you use code Commoners30.
But code Commoners30 on TigerSkullRPG.com, and check them out on Patreon.com/TigerSkullRPG.
For the last month, right?
Yeah, I don't know if they're still going to be on Patreon or if it's just going to be Patreon stuff is going to change. I think that's all it is. I think there's still going to be Patreon. So go support on Patreon. Might be the last month to get some of those benefits, but there's going to be cool stuff in the future for Tiger Skull RPG, and I can't get anything pulled up. So anyway, go check it out. And use our code Commoners30 for 30% off everything in the store. Also, follow us on Instagram and Facebook at The Commoners Official, and YouTube, The Commoners, and follow our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/CommonersofDND with an N, not an ampersand. Because we've been streaming a little bit.
Where we stream it all, not just the popular games.
That is true.
We don't stream the popular games.
Where we don't stream often. Hopefully that'll change. We need to get a stream a week. I'll just do it if nobody else does.
We just need to get everyone needs to have the login stuff, and then
anybody can stream anything.
Anyone can stream any night.
We got Tate maybe join us.
PS5 players now.
Yeah.
Now. And Tyrell, in all honesty, could join us in Ed Hood if he just ponied up and bought the game because it has crossplay.
Yeah, we do have a 4-man party for Hood.
Computer people, everyone just needs the stuff and play a game.
I need to just tell
the
everybody
internet to
tonight.
do it.
If y'all want to stream something, go for it. More content, the better. Okay, with that being said, we'll jump into the podcast. I don't think there's anything
Keeping
else.
it common.
Yeah, Keeping It Common, episode 33.
You mean keeping it combat?
And keeping it combat.
Finally. It's a long time coming.
I was talking to Seth on the way over here.
Everyone was annoyed last week with my combat.
It felt
I was wondering, or not last week, but last game.
It felt like we were getting owned.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it was fairly balanced.
It's hindsight. It's balanced because we won. It's unbalanced if we lost.
But honestly, if you're going to have a good combat, you need the threat of death.
You'd absolutely do.
A lot of times we don't because we go in and we just destroy something, especially when we had Thrin and we were using the silence and all that.
Yeah. Threat of death I can handle. Seth rolling 1,000 times, I obviously cannot.
It was just advantage, but he had 3 attacks and hit hard.
The whole thing, though, and Kyle knows where I come up with this from the Stormlight Archive books. So I already had told him this combat's going to be.
I was wondering if you told him something because he immediately said, "I'm punching him in the diamond." I'm like, that's not a thing in 5th edition. So I thought Kyle was just being Kyle, and then Seth was like, "It's super effective." I was like, "That's bullcrap."
No, I like that.
It is absolutely. You can call your shot in 5th edition.
It's just in a different
yes
way.
And no.
Different way. Because it's not like in, what was it, is it 3.5 where you can call shots, but it was harder to do?
Right.
This is just figuring something out.
And it's kind of flary. I want to do damage to the arm and stuff, and that's fine.
Well, the reason I say it doesn't exist is because there's one creature, which Tyrell will know this. There's one creature in particular where there is a sort of call shot thing, and it's the Hydra. But 5th edition, because they don't officially recognize that, they just say if you do, depending on how powerful the Hydra is, X damage, a head gets cut off. Period.
See, that's
so
dumb.
they just removed call shots back in Pathfinder 3.5. You had to say, "I want to cut off that head."
Yeah, that's how
And
I
it
would
was
run
her.
it. That's how I'd run it in 5th edition. Like,
Yeah.
you got 5 heads. Which one of you actually, And I think no one would even want to just. I attack its body and a head pops off over here. Like.
Well, I don't think that'd be a stupid Hydra.
I cast you stab him.
That's technically the rule of it. Like, you just do damage to the body and a head falls off. Like,
I cast fireball.
No.
The head
I
falls
thought you were
off.
saying if I hit the body, a head's gonna pop out. And I'm like,
if you do enough damage,
yeah,
technically.
I mean, that is true. If
yeah.
But it makes way more sense to be like, no, I'm going to, the third head over, that's the one I want to focus on because someone hit it with an arrow.
I want the one that spit at me specifically.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now that.
But yeah, so he kind of, like, I didn't tell him exactly what, but, like, he knows the books well enough to know that, like, if that gem is destroyed, the power armor stops working. Yeah. So, and I pretty much told him, like, you're going to probably have to let people know. Because it was taking half damage on everything except for like it took
I was
bludgeoning.
Counting off damages.
Bludgeoning does double damage, and no one has a bludgeoning weapon.
I
guess.
have the rear end of my
hammer.
spear is
And he almost didn't use it. Like at one, I was like, okay, if you like at one point he's hurt really bad and he's way away. I was like, yes, he's finally going to use it, and then he didn't.
Stupid crystal.
So is it like it was made out of glass or like?
Yeah, pretty much.
So bludgeoning would technically.
But it makes him super strong, and that's why he can jump like so high in the air.
It's power.
And stuff.
It's it's like an Iron Man suit kind of.
Pretty much, yeah. Except fantasy.
Gillard wants one.
How about Corvus not taking any damage?
That was just lucky.
It was good play. Corvus is. He's.
I
really
wonder if
good.
the players think about that though, like, or not the players, the characters. Like, we're out here getting our butts kicked, and he didn't get a scratch.
Yeah, well, it's because we would know that's how he is. I mean, he can walk up a wall, and nobody's going to focus on him.
Yeah, he could have knocked you out in one good turn, couldn't he have? Yeah.
I mean, the only reason I didn't take any damage because he's like 15 feet up on the wall throwing daggers at people.
Yeah.
DMs have ways of answering that.
Yeah, I know.
Thren, though, had we had Thren, some high-level casting would have been good. That's why Vistrid he looks so good right now, is because we don't have high-level casting outside of him.
I've got to get some. I don't know if Seth will allow it. I can get with AJ and Ryan, but if not, I can get with Vistrid and Quincy. But if I can disadvantage any single stat. It is at a huge cost to me, which I have a feeling we'll find out more about that today. But when it's a serious encounter, this is pretty much the only time you'll see me use
Because you're
this.
hexing?
Is my hexing, yeah. Because it has a detriment to the character, is it gives him nightmares and he doesn't like it. So he'd rather it's just something that he's gotten used to.
And that's
over
just
time.
an Echo Knight thing, is you can hex?
No, it's a feat that I took that I had to alter because of Seth's world. And I was like, I even told Seth, I was like, crap, Seth, I took Hex, but it's actually not allowed by the feat. Seth was like, I don't care. So I was like, sweet, because it's the best one I could have taken. Because Hex does not have a check; it just hits people. It's probably one of the best debuffs in the entire.
I'm interested to find out more about Gillard's backstory because of that.
Yeah. But Ryan was like, disadvantage Constitution, and I was like, all enemies have good Constitution. So I disadvantaged Dexterity because I thought that's what he was going for. But I know you have Dexterity. I know you have con-based stuff. He has con-based stuff. And as soon as I can get the infamous Kyle on board, isn't Stunning Strike a Constitution saving throw? Maybe. Oh, man. If I disadvantage Constitution, we
He
might
never
be able to
used the
wreck someone.
stunning strike.
I don't even think he knows it exists.
Yeah, he does. He's used it before. He just much rather would. But I mean, you can.
Oh, I forgot about
But
stuff.
You can flurry of blows and do a stunning strike.
Stunning Strike is a free action.
Yeah. No, it's a key point, but yeah.
No, it's a free action.
Yeah.
It
After
happens-
you hit, you can just say, "Oh, that was a stunning strike." It's like smite.
Right. Yeah. It's
After you hit, you can say?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
It's-
It's not a called thing like you like.
Like Great Weapon Master.
Like great weapon.
It's like
No.
when you're watching like martial arts films, and they punch and then they hit again. It's like an additional hit on the hit.
Oh, okay.
And that's what it's like. So yeah, it's like they punch, and before they disconnect, they tap a vital point, and now you just can't move. And you're
Okay.
stunned. It's stunned. It's a powerful debuff on an enemy. It only lasts like a turn, but it's powerful.
It's like a paralyzed, basically, right?
I think so. I want to say it gives advantage to everybody, so it's like a full round of just destroying that person, and it lasts until the end of the monk's next turn, I believe, because even the monk gets to like punish them a little bit. I think I'm not 100% sure on the monk, but it's a good debuff, and I know that because Marisha used it like freaking crazy in the beginning.
Yeah,
of,
she used it a
Critical
lot.
Role. Like she'd be like, "I want to punch him. I want a stunning strike." I want to punch him again, and I want a stunning strike again. It's like he's already stunning strike. Well, I want to do it again. It's like Marisha's stunning strike like nuts.
Is it worth, or would we rather him do a flurry of blows?
It's high risk, high reward because I think it's 2 key points. It's very high risk.
But they're paralyzed or
Yeah, it's all advantage against them.
But he does, right?
And their next turn is lost.
But he does so much damage if he saves his key points for just flurry of blows.
a successful stunning strike will outdamage
because
everything
everyone
he can do.
can attack.
Yeah, if we all hit.
Because like Tate could do his great weapon master with advantage.
Yeah, that
has
is
a better
true.
chance, and
Yeah,
that's
and
just
then-
20 points on 2 attacks.
And if I still had my my action surge, I can two round swing on them. If I already had them hexed and I still had my action surge, I have not played my character optimally at all. I always forget something. Last time, for the longest time, I've forgotten about my spell attack. What is it? The freaking thundering booming blade. I've forgotten about booming blade for so long. And yeah, so I definitely haven't played my character as optimally as when I created him the first time.
Yeah.
Now, I am excited about level 9, which I forgot to print me a sheet, so I'll just make little edits on my existing one. But I'm excited about level 9 because now I have Indomitable. It's the fighter's way of saying, screw you, DM, I'm not going to take that debuff. And I can do that once a long rest.
Oh, just once?
It's either a short rest or long rest, but I mean, it's a cool little thing that only the fighters get. So I'm looking forward to that. And at level 10, I have 2 really fun levels ahead of me. So
Y'all leveled up last time, right?
Yeah, we're 9 now. What do you got, Ty?
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought you were-
I was going to say, like you were talking about stunning strike. If Corvus goes all the way to 17th level, he'll be able to Rend Mind, which
We all know Corvus isn't going to be here till 17th level.
I won't kill him before 10th.
you can use your Psychic Blades to deal sneak attack damage to a creature. You can force that target to make a Wisdom saving throw. DC equal to 8 plus your proficiency bonus plus your Dexterity modifier. If it fails, it's stunned for 1 minute.
Whoa!
Wow. Well,
That's also 16th level too.
Yes.
Now, a stun, do they get the option to break out of it at the end of every turn?
The stun target can repeat the saving throw at the end of
So
each
that's
turn.
the yeah.
well, that's why I like Bane so much. I know we were talking about that not being that powerful.
Weak. It's a low level spell.
I know, but you're talking about...
You can do this again if you expend 3 psionic die.
I know it's a low-level spell, but you're talking about every hit that you just hit is not going to hit. Every save that you just make is not going to make. I mean, I'm wondering how many things you would have failed if you would have subtracted 3 or 4.
Not a lot. He was rolling like 25.
He was rolling really high, but like still with a spell save like Vistrid with 18, you're not probably going to make that if you're Bane.
Vistrid is
That 18 is incredible. Like I
it's
need to
incredibly
check that.
powerful for our level.
I don't know if he can possibly even have an 18 right now. Honestly,
Does
he has a +5 to his.
And proficiency.
It's proficiency
What's his
plus
proficiency?
5, 3, and I think it just went up to 4. So I think it's probably 19 now.
But it's 8 plus.
Oh yeah, it's
So-
8 plus.
8 plus 5 plus.
Is there-
Oh, he
is-
did it wrong. You're
it's
right. It
high.
is that. Yeah.
Is there a druid? Is there a druid thing?
I don't think so.
Yeah. I think he missed it.
I was
You're right.
thinking 18 is way too high.
You're right, because you know why he messed it up? At level 1, the reason it starts off as 10 is because you have a +2 proficiency and it's an 8. So it's always a 10 or 10 or above. So yeah,
So it should just be like 16.
it's a
Yeah.
it's a 16 right now.
I think 17. If he
It'll be 17 now.
If we just went, which I think we did.
Okay, well we'll just talk to him about it.
Yeah, because I don't think an 18 is possible.
There's no feat or druid thing that.
Maybe I don't
No
know.
specific druid
I
thing?
try not to mess with y'all's
There's
characters.
nothing that powers up spells feat wise that I'm aware of like that.
Yeah, I try not to mess with y'all's characters because I just trust y'all not to like lie.
Well, we
you
don't
can
try.
make
We don't
mistakes.
try to lie. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, I bet what happened was he saw the 8+2 and then added proficiency and then added stats, and that's how he ended up with 18.
I want to. I hate what they did with the Intashas to my Wild Soul stuff.
Go back to the old
At
one.
first, I thought it was okay. I noticed that they kind of nerfed.
They
There's
nerfed
some
it
of them
because
that
of how
are.
powerful it was.
I know, but it's only powerful if you're like near people or if such like there's a bunch of them that only happen for one turn. It's not even a lasting effect.
Yeah, I know.
Like that sucks.
I've always told you can use whichever one you want. so
I know,
don't
and
forget
I started using both.
Dude, just make your own table and just put all OP
That
stuff
was
on it.
well. What I told Seth originally. I was like, well, why don't we go through these? We just never did. I was like, and pick the ones that are maybe too powerful and drop them for the Tasha's one. It, like I want to have an option of having good.
Where's
stuff.
the one that drops a fireball at your feet? I want that one.
That's on the sorcerer.
Seth's only demand is you can't get rid of the flumps.
I mean, I can still. The good thing about it is I can't hurt y'all as much, but I'm not. It's not really helping me.
You hurt the party real bad.
The
when
teleporting
you were, like,
one-
Mega Tank. The teleporting one is so.
It's
cool.
so good,
It's so cool.
especially with mobile. I literally cannot get hit when I have that one active.
That one's super cool.
And the one
did
where
you
I
lose
can-
that one too. You
No,
lost
it's still there.
Oh, it's in Tasha's?
Yeah.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
haven't got.
And the Iron Man chest beam thing is still there. That one's good.
That one's weaker than the others because that's a one and done.
Yeah.
But it's a cool effect though.
Right. But the one where I like in that one fight where I sucked all those hit points, that is only OP if you're in a group of enemies.
Right.
Because you're taking hit points from your teammates if you're near them.
You used that in probably the single greatest scenario. You were surrounded by I
Exactly,
think
yeah.
8 people, and you rolled high.
Yeah. Like the last game I did it and I accidentally hit you and Rask with it, I think, or you and Corvus won.
Yeah, I think I reduced my.
No, it was
hit
you and
points.
Rask.
Yeah, on top of the.
But I only got like 1 point, and it didn't even come to me. You roll a d12, and whatever that is, it hurts the enemy if they don't save, and then you get hit points equal to what you roll. So it's only a d12, so the most I could get is 12 temporary hit points.
Right.
Whereas before I got like 80 or something.
Right, because you got hit points based off of what you dealt.
Yeah,
which
which I
makes
like
sense.
that way. It's better.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like them being more risky, where I can hurt my teammates because I've been
Let's,
trying to run away from y'all to rage.
Let's put in like number 1 be you turn into a potted plant, and then we'll put number 8
I wouldn't
as
mind taking
you drain
stuff.
hit points.
I wouldn't mind taking stuff from the wild
Magic?
sorcerer. Yeah. Me and Seth just need to build one because it's terrible.
I would build one. Like I'd say, go for broke and make a D20 table and just have like some crazy stuff on there.
I wouldn't mind that.
We played with a guy who played a wild mage sorcerer, and I don't know how many times he turned into a potted plant, and it was hilarious.
And that's a D100, isn't it?
The-
It's a 1 in 100 chance of that happening.
He turned into a potted
It
plant.
was like 5 or 6, like you had a thing, but he turned into a potted plant.
The some of them have a range of like 98 to 99 would be really something really good.
Yeah.
He also fireballed us though.
He did fireball us one time. We lived it. He brought in a horse that was just on fire one time.
I've got an idea. I would like to play a wild sorcerer. I've got a plan for one.
He did it so cool because he played as a goblin who wanted to get rid of his magic because all the goblins kicked him out because he fireballed and killed a bunch of his tribe mates. So he hates it, and like just stuff keeps happening. He role played it so good.
He rolled really well.
That's what would be fun. But that's what some classes are designed for is role play.
His spell selection played really well in his roleplay too. He was like he would eat a chili pepper and then he would have fire breath.
Yeah.
Because he would have the dragon's breath cantrip, but he would only breathe fire. He wouldn't choose one of the other.
That's fun.
Yeah.
Well, that brings me to how do I need to play my character in combat?
Man, your character's busted because you role played it so well that your stats just like.
Well, do I need to? The thing is, I keep taking barbarian levels because it makes sense, and so I'm not getting high level magic. I'm not getting high. I was looking at it. I think honestly, I want to go. I don't know that I want more than 5 levels of bard because that's going to give me my font of inspiration, and then after that, in my wild soul, I think I only had to get like to level 14 to get my best stuff. So it plays right. I just don't know if that's the way we're going to go or not. But
like I think Cameron is about to solve maybe some of your problems. Hopefully,
well, he's going to create some magical weapons for us.
I expect y'all to spend some of that gold today. I've got some ideas.
I don't want to talk about that because we'll role play it probably.
Let's just tie Buck up, throw him in the closet, and then go buy what we want.
I'm like, okay, we're gonna give him magic items now. Here's just a buttload of money. Let's give it away, guys. You're right.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I mean, honestly, I could use a different weapon, but it's still not going to make me hit any easier.
Do you have a feat
magic weapons do.
Do I have a feat?
for your weapon?
Plus, like, 1, 2, 3? Yeah.
Yeah, those would help. I have feet. What do I have? Feats. Yes, I have the mobile feat.
Okay.
which
You
is
don't have
great.
a spear feat. You're just obsessed with
I'm
spears.
going to take Polearm Master at next level.
Okay.
I already have it.
That's what I was going to talk about. That's how I wanted to role play. Quincy's probably going to ask Gillard for some help because I think it would be nice if I could do that bonus action. Butt of the weapon.
Classy. So your feats are kind of skewed off because you're every 4th level in the stat. So okay.
Yeah.
So you have one coming up at 10th level. You have a feat coming up at 10th level.
It would be. Wait, when do I get?
Every 4 levels.
4th level of a character.
4th level of a class.
Yeah.
So the easiest way. It's
I
either going to
Barbarian
be.
might get them faster.
Only fighter does.
Oh, if I
It's only going to be.
Rogue gets one, too, as well.
Oh, do they?
One extra one.
It'll have to be 2 more levels of Barbarian or 1 more Bard. I'm hoping I can take 1 more Bard, but I don't know that it's going to work.
You probably should. I would because
You don't have to roleplay your level.
I just want it to make sense.
Yeah.
I don't want to just be min-max. Like I've
You're
played
definitely
it-
not mid-max.
I've taken it this far. But the thing is, it's like when Quincy goes off, he does cool stuff. It's just all so
what's your
role
highest
dependent.
stat?
I've got a charisma 17 in my 17, and my dex is 16. It's so weird because
you
my
need to finesse weapon or find a way of using your charisma better, which honestly I don't think can happen. It could if you were like, what is it, Tyrell? The warlock charisma sword user.
Oh, the Eldritch. No, not the Eldritch. Hexblade.
Hexblade, yeah. Hexblade and Paladin are the only 2 who can make use of their charisma to deal damage with a weapon.
Yeah.
But you could still use your deck. You should. I don't know.
It's the wrong weapon.
I would even be willing to roleplay with you and literally tell you you're using the wrong weapon and work with you on that.
he trained so long with
if
him. There's no better pole arms. I like it. Why can't there be a better pole arm?
But you need to be in range. You take hits.
I know.
If you're 10 feet away like I am, so they might go punch Kyle in the back of the head.
Right.
Hey, Kyle can't take hits like you can, even though he puts
Right.
himself just as close as you.
I've still got to play. I do have to play as the tank, and that's fine. I don't mind being that until Ryan entangles me in a spell. Was that a good play? I've thought about
He
it a
could have
lot.
moved it. He absolutely could have just pushed it back 10 foot and missed you. And hit everyone that he hit.
He was playing. I know he was trying to.
No, he couldn't because he cast the maximum length. He would have had to take another step.
He was trying to clog up that hallway where we could pinch him in there. That's why I like it was a high risk, high reward.
He thought
But then
you
his
were gonna
spell
make
save
the-
is so high. Yeah, I have advantage on him.
He thought you, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it was. He thought you'd advantage through it.
It would have been such a great play. If I would have saved and nobody around me did, we would have all had advantage on everybody right there. It would have been a great call.
Yeah.
I think we could have killed all the dudes except for the armor guy really fast if it would have worked. But I was stuck there.
Only one of the bad guys got caught in it. So it was
2.
Oh, was it 2? Okay.
Yeah.
I just missed the other one. 'Cause I know you had one near you that was also caught. And he was totally screwed. He used all his turns trying to break free.
We could have just been sitting there just stabbing him on the ground.
Yeah.
Multiple hits per turn and got him.
The big bad guy, him catching the big bad guy in it, I thought was a good move until Seth had him jump out, and I was like, well, that sucked.
Yeah, he doesn't have to move to get out of stuff. He just jumps.
Yeah, that is true. That's a good play. But I thought about it. I was like, I like it because he trusted that I was going to get out of it, and he played to my strength, and it wasn't going to hurt me. It was just going to get me stuck, and then I got stuck.
I'll talk to him. I think his thing is a little too high, which it won't change much. It'll just go down 1, but it should have been down 2 for last
Right.
fight.
Yeah, but I still don't think I would have got out of it.
Is it the spell save DC?
Yeah.
What were you thinking it was? Like, is it the?
It's 8 plus proficiency plus wisdom.
I think he was
Yeah.
doing 10 plus
10
proficiency
though.
plus.
That's how he got 2 points higher.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no way he has like a 22.
I think he has a 20. So he has a 5. And See, and y'all's proficiency was 3 before last level, so that
11,
16.
16.
Yeah,
It
he should have been
was
16.
Yeah.
So I think he was thinking it was a 10 plus proficiency.
Which
And I mean, that's a fine mistake to make. This is his first time playing. Like,
Yeah, and he's really good.
he's really good for this. He doesn't feel like a first time player at all.
No.
Kyle still feels like a first time player. He's figuring it out though. Like, I am
is.
super proud. Of
Except
Kyle.
then the last fight he was adding 5 to his attack rolls. He's been adding 8 since we were at the academy, and I played his character. That's the only reason I stopped him. Me and Anthony were sitting here. I was like,
we
wait a
probably need to get him a new character sheet. And
I was gonna say,
because he's added so much stuff.
I
and
bet
erased
it's
so
just
much
a
stuff.
scribbled mess, and he can't tell.
He's a walking armory.
Yeah,
Do we have a character sheet? We might do that for him.
I think I do have an extra one. Between Rask is so good, Gillard is so good, Corvus is good.
I don't feel good when I roll when I roll like 5s. Like,
Dude, you do so much damage when you hit.
Only when I hit. Only when I hit multiple times.
And you can do so. Tell
You
me
have
this:
so much diversity because you can be like, okay, I send my guy over there and he can hit.
it's like you have range,
Yeah.
and your Echo does the same stats as you, right?
Yep. The only thing is my Echo's AC is a 17 and mine's
and he has
18.
1 HP.
Yeah. Well, but
then just read something.
But it's a bonus action and he's back. I love when you the Dustin that wants to deal damage is upset with you for killing him, but the Dustin that was like
keep everyone else.
that was like an 18 damage hit,
Yeah.
so that helps out somebody.
Yeah, and somebody
It's
has
so hard
to,
for me too because like I know it's useless to hit it, but also like
They wouldn't.
they would hit it.
yeah.
Yeah, or it's going to sit there and keep doing damage anyway. They have to take it
The
out.
thing that frustrates me is when it's like magic does half damage. He can't be immune to half. Yeah. Magic is definitely the way you mess up my gameplay. And I overloaded myself with bonus actions, which frustrates the crap out of me. I was driving up here. I was like, we leveled up. I wonder if I can switch to Sentinel because I think there's a thing in Tasha's that if the DM allows it, you can swap out feats at a level up.
I've not read Tasha's, but good grief, I think Tasha's is a ridiculous book. It's just
it gave.
make the game so easy for me, please. I don't want to be a half orc who's dumb.
That's the racial stuff.
That was what to say. That was something they were already planning on anyway without Tasha's.
Yeah, they were playing that no matter what because people were like, I want to be a half orc that does magic, except magic.
Do it then.
Yeah, just don't be
Fifth
min
edition
max.
already makes it better. You don't get a minus to your intelligence like third edition did.
I will say this: even if you don't play it like that, the cool thing is you could like create some weird off the wall character if you want.
Yeah,
to.
you can create like I'm
You
not.
always could though.
But you can.
You can min-max them now.
No. See, for me, I feel like feats. I add a level of versatility that 5th edition, that Wizards of the Coast heavily disrespects.
They need way more feats.
They need a lot more feats.
Yeah.
And Wizards of the Coast, they have no respect for them. They're like, magic people don't need them, and fighters only slightly need them. Yeah. And we would rather you take an ASI. Well, ASI is stupid. I mean, why would I want 2 points when I could, gain
damage for
when I can finally use my bonus actions,
Yeah.
which I haven't used since until
I
level
love
4.
feats. I haven't taken an ASI.
That's what Tasha's allows.
Well, I've only had one.
The variant human.
At some level, you can just start getting magic items to fix your ASI. Like,
Yeah.
Right, but you're talking about place a lot of players don't ever reach. Yeah. When you look at above plus,
that's the thing about this game. We always plan on going to level 20 or until you die. So we're going places.
I was just gonna say like one of the things that they added in is like with what's that book called? It's the Strahd, not the old Strahd book, but the new one, the one they came out with that has like it goes like into like the world setting of like Strahd's world, and it has like some other ones too. Like it's like a bunch of different
Ravenloft?
horror. Yeah, it's like Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. That one.
Yeah.
It introduced like some new races and stuff in there. Like you can do like the Hex blood, and like you can make them like really different. Like it's like a child that was born to a hag, or born to humans, but they were cursed by a hag or whatever. And you can mix it up with that whatever they call that lineage system or whatever there.
Is that the new? That's not the newest book, is it?
Well,
No.
The thing that I was originally referring to with Tasha's that I like is a lot of players, they like poor AJ over here. You conceptualize something early and you're like, this is going to be cool.
He was
But then
never going to be a barbarian.
Then you play the game later and you're like, this is stupid. Like, how many poor souls out there have taken True Strike as a mage and been like, this is the best thing ever. Then you get in the game and you're like, this spell is complete garbage.
Yeah.
And it's like those are the kind of things that Tasha was like, okay, well, we'll let you switch things up on a long rest, and then for the more powerful things, we'll just switch it up on a level up. So Tasha's added. I'm pretty sure they added on level up DM allowing you can swap out a feat if the one you had you don't like,
I don't like.
I haven't seen
but
that.
you had to have taken a feat to do that, of course.
Yeah.
The ones I've seen is like you can take one spell and you could switch it around at a level up, and then
That's the standard way.
Yeah.
Tasha's made it where on a long rest, a sorcerer can swap out one spell on a long rest.
That's dumb.
So on a series of long rests, they can fix their spell casting. Because I mean, honestly, I suffered through that with Rudy's campaign. I was like, all fire spells. I am so useless in everything, even combat, because all I use is Firebolt and Fireball. Why do I have? Oh, and Scorching Ray. It's like everything else is a waste of my spell slots.
See, I would have asked him instead of doing that. Like, ask if you can just flavor spells. Like I would, but like you want to take.
Yeah, but this was Rudy we're talking about.
Armor of Agathis. You want to be a flame user? It deals flame damage. You have flames flickering off you. That's sick. Like,
I agree.
I think you can do.
The problem is a lot of people are afraid of that because, like, I love flavoring spells to be other elements because
if you're gonna do it though, you're sticking with it. You can't just change your Armor of Agathis.
Oh yeah,
next week.
no. Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, there is a meta magic option in here now that you can actually flip to any other type of element.
Nah.
Well, no, that's sorcerer. That's a sorcerer method.
Yeah. Well, you could get that feat that allows you to take a meta magic option, and you could do it with that.
No, I'm gonna take Polearm Master, and it'll help me a little bit. But still, like
So you need a strength thing. I was thinking like
for damage, yes.
Realistically, he needs a dex weapon because your strength is like 12 or 14.
No, it's high. It's
he has good stats.
one less.
He has good stats.
15.
My stats aren't that bad. Here's the goofy thing. Okay, Anthony has a lower AC than me now. His AC is extremely low. Somehow, I've taken 6 levels of Barbarian, and he has more hit points than me. Maybe because his Constitution is higher. I don't know.
I think
but
he's rolled higher than
I
me.
rolled 12 on my. I've never taken probably below.
But your bard rolls way lower than his.
I know, but it was only 3 levels, and I
Isn't
think
your
I
Bard
rolled
D6?
max on one. It said 8.
Oh, it's an 8? Oh, then that's what his cleric is, yeah. You should definitely have more health
I don't
than
know.
Anthony.
Yeah, I don't know how he rolled a D8 for
And
9 levels.
whose Constitution is higher?
Probably his.
That's probably
I think
how it
mine
gets
is.
you.
Can't remember what mine is.
See, I have 99
maybe.
health now, and Anthony has more health than me too.
Oh, I have 103 health now.
All right.
So I don't know. I might have beat him on this last level because we were really close. But
No, I think he has. I think he has like 110 or something. He had a lot more than me, like a good little.
we
chunk.
were.
And you also have you're a barbarian, so that's double. You have
Unless it's magic.
yeah.
You can screw me up with magic really quick. What I do like about me is I can get in there, soak up a lot of HP, and then when I get too damaged,
out.
I can dip out, and then I can buff. I just need more buff spells. But I've got Bardic Inspiration, but I didn't think my Inspiration was going to help in this last one.
It did. It helped your AC.
The flourishes are really good, but the thing is, I only have 3 inspiration, so I can only do that 3 times. And if I want to inspire somebody,
your
I can't.
inspiration is based off of your bard level.
No.
How many-
Well, yeah.
Your charisma modifier.
Is that what it is?
Which is a +3. Yeah. You might be right.
Is it not plus something?
I thought it was like a table. I thought your Bardic Inspiration was on a table.
It could be, but 3
I know
at
the
level.
die goes up.
I just looked at it the other day to make sure I was right on it.
You'll probably never get the die.
The die goes up. That's all it is.
You'll probably never.
I
get
think it
that.
goes to D8.
it goes
When
off
does it
your
go to 8?
charisma.
D8.
It's already a D8. You had I thought you rolled a D8 last time.
No, here it is. Level. Oh, it's on red. Level 5. That's another reason I need to get to 5, so I can have a D8 and Font of Inspiration, so I can get it back on short rest, which will really help.
Yeah,
But I can. So right now I've only got 3.
What gives him the bardic inspirations, Tyrell?
Just go to Bardic Inspiration, yeah.
A number of times equal to your charisma modifier.
So that's why you get +3.
Okay, that makes sense.
So you can increase that and your barbarian level if you need to. Like if you just put 1 point in charisma and go to 18, you'll
Yeah,
get 4.
that is true. That is true, but I want to take a feat.
Take a charisma buffing feat,
Yeah, there's feats that raise
but just by 1.
stuff by 1. But it's not.
It's not gonna help. It's not gonna help my. Yeah, I like the Polearm Master. But then I was texting Seth because I was like, I could get a better pole arm, but the thing is, they're all reach, and Quincy doesn't have reach. There's no way.
Yeah, he thought it was stupid for a
I don't-
halfling to have reach. Which are reach
don't
weapons
think
supposed to be
that's
heavy weapons? Because halflings are not supposed to use heavy weapons.
The glaive and the pike, I think, are the only two with actual spears. Don't actually have reach.
Right.
With polearm master,
It is a pole arm, though.
with polearm master, you can use a bonus action and give yourself reach. Basically, what it is you've positioned yourself and you can lunge with it. That's the theory.
Okay. Well, see,
And
I like that.
Sorry, that's spear mastery, not polearm mastery.
Oh, that's a feat,
different.
too?
That's different.
That's a weapon feat. That's added to some book. They have weapon feats.
Yeah.
Weapon feats are pretty cool.
They add a +1 to your attack, but not to your damage.
Okay, well, I think the pole arm master is better because you get the bonus action D4 blunt
Bonus
side of the
action.
weapon, which also really helps me because if I was in a group of 3 guys, I could hit all 3 of them and then mobile out of there instead of just 2 like I am now.
Right.
Quincy has so many opportunities for just absolute,
Mayhem.
yeah, and it's so awesome. Like, last time I ran down that hall and hit 2 guys on my way and made it all the way through everybody because he's small and nimble.
Yeah.
I just picture him just Tasmanian devil through there.
I love halfling barbarians. They're funny.
Yeah, it's great, but I don't know.
I wish you'd take the whip chain, just a whirling dervish of a halfling.
I'm trying to
You
play
know
with.
what? You can't add rage damage to finesse weapons, so yeah.
That's also why I'm not. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yep, that was one thing. So I can increase my strength.
Ogre gauntlets or something.
Dude, that would help you so much.
What is
Screw
that?
Ogre Gauntlets. Eventually, you get. There's actually 3. Okay, there's 3 of them. There's Ogre Gauntlets, Giant Belt, and there's a third one. And once you have those 3, there's this ridiculous hammer you can wield, and it just busts people up. That's what you need.
Maybe I need those guitar punching daggers. Are those finesse?
Those are from those. Yeah,
Doesn't seem like they would. be.
daggers.
Those are perfect for.
Yeah,
They are. Yeah,
doesn't
I need
need
another
any
set,
other
but he does 2d6.
It's about to be 2d8 because it's
Oh
a
yeah,
monk
because
weapon.
because they're daggers, they fall under monk weapon,
Right.
which
Yeah.
means it falls under his.
It's
monk
broken. Yeah.
Brogan. He's gonna be stupid.
Yeah. Well, he's great. Well, I level it out because I'm terrible. So
weapon. You're not terrible.
I'm just
Your
a meat
class
shield.
is just very different.
I'm a meat shield.
You
You
have
are a
to-
meat shield, and that's fine.
That's
You
okay.
don't have to do a lot of damage. You're keeping
Yeah.
people alive.
Yeah.
You just have to be okay.
I
with
feel
it.
like I'm
I'm
not
a
doing
different
anything.
sort of tank than you. I tank my Echo tanks a single hit, whereas you can tank multiple hits and tend to do reduced damage.
Yeah. I like playing him. I don't know. I wish I could do more. I guess I just need to just
Yeah, it's
like my
you have
role
to
better.
Remember that he was going to be a bard. Like that was it, and then he just like, oh my gosh, this first game messed me up so bad. I'm pissed. Barbarian.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really have much reason to be at level 1, he's going to start casting spells. Why? He doesn't know how to cast a spell. You know, when you start at level 0 and you're a nobody, yeah, he can play the lute and sing a song, but he's never tried to be magic. He doesn't even know anything about magic. So I was going to role play it in later, and I did, but I don't know. I do like the barbarian. The barbarian was good for about 5 levels.
I take Sentinel. That's what you need.
I could take
I'm looking at Polearm Master, dude. It doesn't benefit you that much.
Besides giving me a bonus action attack.
But if you wanted to, you can bonus action punch someone in the face and do a little bit of strength damage and then run from them. It really means that much.
Can you do that?
Yes, it's you can bonus
a
action.
D2.
You can. It would be just your strength, so it'd be 5 damage. If it really means that much for you to get away from 3 people, you could just literally punch someone as a bonus action and then go for it. It's just you don't have anything buffing your unarmed attack.
Yeah.
So it's not a D4. It's worse than that. It's just strength modifier.
Okay.
So for you would be what's your strength? A 16 or a 14, something like that, somewhere in there.
Yeah, I think
plus
it's
2 or plus
14 or 15. I think it's plus 2, I'm pretty sure.
yeah, yeah. So it'd just be 2 damage, but it'll allow you to run out of there because
Yeah.
just the action of realistically, you don't even have to hit. You just want to you punch at them and then run.
Yeah.
So if it really means that much to you, you can because your other hand is a light.
What does Sentinel give me? I know it's going to be something that I forget every time.
Sentinel is if you reaction strike them, then their movement speed is reduced to 0 and they stop right where they were.
So they basically, if I have an opportunity attack and I hit it,
It keeps them from getting away from you. It'll keep you locked onto somebody. Sentinel is a
Doesn't that
boss.
bus mobile too? It
Yes.
overrides-
Yes, because so Sentinel they cannot disengage from you. Mobile is essentially a free disengage.
okay.
So Seth can't even have a mobile. Like if one of the the whatever
Stay still.
the protectors of whatever the guys that are stealing y'all's name. If
Yeah.
if Seth designed them as player characters and one of them has mobile, you can just lock him down.
I might do that.
So
But I still think he's going to want some training from Gillard.
All right.
Yeah, y'all roleplay that.
Yeah, we will. I think that'd be fun. Quincy's always doing that. He's been trained by everybody in the world.
Hey, Trey, why don't you show me magic, man?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you're you're a hybrid, so yeah, like everything is your
Yeah.
the world is your
And he's a barbarian. He's a jack of all trades.
he's literally like that's what a bard is too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have jack of all trades.
I would say war fighter is technically more of a jack because barbarian falls more in the tanky.
Yeah.
You know, they yeah, but I don't know.
My charisma stats
But
are
he's kind of a jack of all trades barbarian with the wild magic stuff
Yeah,
because you don't know
that's
what he's
true.
going to do. You
That's
know.
true. It's funny because he's a bard that specializes in attack, but he's a barbarian that specializes in magic.
Yeah. That is pretty crazy.
That's funny.
Yeah, I think the first thing we got to do tonight is group meeting and decide what direction this group is moving.
Yeah.
Because we've got.
We did get back to Corvus's, I believe.
Yeah. So we've got.
I said Urus wasn't there, right?
We didn't know. I figured
You did. You said we're going to start off with him and role play his
Urus is
evening.
not there.
We're going to rewind to. We don't know if he's there. We probably assume he's asleep.
The night with.
I didn't get to the end, so I'm not sure.
No, you didn't say
I
that.
don't think he was. I don't remember you saying he was there. But, I mean, you
We
didn't
went
say
in
he
and
was there.
Sybil and Jinsey were in there with the kids, and we talked to Jinsey, and then we went to bed. And I don't think we ever said anything about it.
I told Cameron that I said on the game that he wasn't there, so he.
Okay,
he
good.
assumes he's
That's
not
fine.
there.
We weren't paying attention.
I don't think you said he was, so
we were
regardless.
more
it's
out
good.
trying to go to bed. But we've got Thren contacting us. We've got that route. We've got the orphanage. We need to get rid of the kids.
I'm supposed to go to the orphanage after the next long rest.
And then Urus just got stuff going on. We're not really sure what's going to happen there. Quincy wants training from Gillard. We probably got shopping. We got something to do with all his money.
Yeah.
Does Gillard want to give it back to the store owners? Some of it?
So I stayed out of that because Gillard's he's already got his mind focused for the next day.
Yeah.
So I just stayed out of the money thing, and I don't know.
Is that gonna draw attention to do that? If we've got to go to a bunch of businesses,
I mean, we don't want a bunch of businesses. We specifically need to find magic item shops with that amount of.
We're gonna give the money back to those people.
Oh, you mean returning the money? I thought you meant if we were just on a shopping spree. Oh, look at us.
because you said it was a lot of shops.
Well, there's definitely more than 100. I mean, this is just what he has right now. There's no telling how much of
Yeah,
it
he
he's already.
spent 500,000 gold on his armor.
Yeah.
Well,
y'all
even
only
if
have
we
100,000 right?
even if we just took
100,000
even if we just took 2 platinum to each business, and said, hey, I know this may not even
when,
knock
when
a
y'all were
dent
talking
in
about
what.
let's distribute, I was like, yeah, we'll just give him like a gold or two. And he was like 10 platinum. I was like,
No,
I'm staying
no,
out of this.
We're not doing that. Maybe 1 platinum to each one.
I think they would be ecstatic if you just said they're never going to get taxed again.
Exactly.
I think that would be the biggest buff to them.
I definitely at least want to take some to Quentin.
Yeah, whatever. It's fine.
As bad as
Because you've given him
annoying
money and
as
freaked
he's
him out
been.
already.
Yeah, I know. Well, he's the one that made it possible for us to do
I
it.
hate that Dustin hates my characters.
They're just so. It's your freaking. It's anybody that I'm trying to like gain something from, and you're just like, you're not getting anything from this character, and it's just like, I still want to try.
I mean,
I love Sybil. I have a student named.
I
Sybil.
love Sybil.
I have a student named Sybil in my esports.
She's so
and I
funny.
told her about Seth Sybil, and apparently Sybil means seer. Is that where you got the name from?
Harry Potter.
I thought did I not name her?
Sybil Trelawney.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, you
Sybil.
did.
I named her.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I just thought.
Oh, Sybil Trelawney.
Oh
yeah.
well,
Off
dang
of
you!
Harry Potter.
Look at you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So
How about that?
I was like, he's got a character named Sybil, and she knows everything. And she's like, that's because Sybil's a seer. You didn't know that? I was just like, apparently you know everything too.
Oh, you didn't know that? That's so funny.
I knew that.
She did.
She
Yeah.
knew that. Yeah, Sybil is a seer.
I love Sybil. I like your NPCs that I haven't had much interaction with.
Really, it's just like the random townspeople NPCs.
It's the ones who do what I consider really stupid stuff.
well, like Roran is awesome, and Triss.
Oh, Captain
And-
ladies, God,
Yeah.
Oh.
Did you have them planned?
It's anytime Dustin feels like Seth is trolling my characters, I get upset.
The whole thing was absolutely a troll. Yeah. I felt so bad, too.
That whole area was a troll.
Yeah. Because I really didn't think we were going to be there. Like, it's just you running through
It's
it.
like you're in limbo or something. What's that? What is that in a module that?
Oh, Lord.
No, is it? I think it's in Strahd or something. You go to that town where everybody's like zombified, and there's somebody wiping a cup. Like the bartender's just wiping a cup for like ever. That's what it felt like in War for Porcelain. It was people like just zoned
No,
out.
my whole thing was like, they are so depressed with life and everyone's gone and everyone's dead that they're just having what fun they can.
The impression I got from it, and I was so worried because I know Seth had mentioned it earlier in the campaign. I was like, this better not be a false Hydra crap freaking situation.
I can't even
Because he was
imagine.
like, there's like barely any people around. I was like, okay. And I was like, so there's no guards. And he's like, no, there's guards. So there are people around.
Yeah, I couldn't put a False Hydra in a podcast game. Like,
What even is a false Hydra?
it's the thing that like eats people and you forget they exist.
Like, you might have a relative, like a sister or brother or something, and
The
you
coolest
just
thing you
forget
can
that
do
they were
with it
even
pretty much
exist.
is allude to you used to have another player character, another player that was here and they got eaten and now you don't even remember them anymore. Right. And like it was your sibling, but you can't possibly know who they are.
But you still have pictures of them, like physical evidence.
You have their stuff. You have proof that they existed, but you have no recollection.
Oh, what's this pack in my room with these extra health potions in it? I guess I'll just take these.
Did somebody leave their health potion? No, okay.
No, that's really sketchy. That's
Yeah,
scary.
you find like a letter in their pack written to them, and then another character from their parents saying how much they love both of you and that kind of
And
stuff.
you don't even remember who.
Yeah,
they
you
are.
don't even remember who they are.
Yeah, that's
It's
rough.
fun to mess with players. I would say a false Hydra would be a really fun, like one shot overarching thing.
Yeah.
Where, but you'd have to have players who don't know about it because if like you couldn't run it against probably you now and me and
Cameron
Tyrell.
for sure not.
Cameron for sure.
Yeah, Cameron's went in depth with it there.
It'd be a really fun like level 6 boss for a one shot for a bunch of new players.
For like a 3-shot, like where you just keep them coming back for 3 games or something. Yeah.
Well, you could have done that with that Aboleth. It was about the same thing. Turn us into fish people and stuff.
So
I'm kind of glad y'all skipped the Aboleth. I was so scared about that.
since that comes up, how often have we skipped encounters, and how does that make you feel, like, knowing you prepared an encounter and we just skipped it?
No, I don't.
Is that
I
the
think
only
the
one?
Aboleth is about the only thing.
Okay. I was just curious how often it comes up
No.
because I know we prepare. I know we discussed options for the academy that they never even got to. Like we talked about, I remember a mess hall fight where everyone was unarmed and we were like, Rask is going to wreck this fight, but never even got to it because
That was
Seth
just
took
an
a
option.
yeah. Seth y'all took a very neutral approach, I think, to the potential of it, and then you ended up things worked out really well for y'all because somebody else I think told the truth but couldn't prove it, and so they took him off before they even got to
Yeah.
you guys.
Yeah, he
and
rolled bad.
Yeah, that y'all got real lucky.
We
with
got
that.
a lot of stuff go our way at the academy. That could have been so
was
bad.
Except that first combat, those first 2 combats.
Yeah.
Those were like,
That me and Tyrell missed the first one.
But it was
Tyrell
so good
missed
for
it.
it
storytelling.
was such a good. I mean, it was such a good story.
It was because we honestly got better while we were there.
It was
Us
fun.
as people, like as players too. I think we learned.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
This game has been so good.
Oh, somebody's here.
Our
So,
buddy just
I was just
just
about to
started
mention
listening.
He loved it.
Who?
He comments
Pope.
on it all the time.
Yeah, he's like
Yeah.
Who's he?
just a college friend,
Yeah.
and I shared it with him.
He's a crazy dude. Shout out to Pope.
Yeah, hopefully you'll make it to this far, man. That's like 100 episodes in for you.
Did he just start listening?
Yeah, but he listened to the first game, and I know he at least listened to the Say It in Common because he's like, y'all were talking about self checkout, and it cracked me up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He also commented on how crappy y'all are at rounding up chickens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's like they're having trouble getting these chickens.
That was such a fun anti-combat. It was basically a combat. I mean, we rolled initiative for it. Remember that the first roll of the game was a natural 20? You remember that?
Who rolled it? I don't.
I don't remember. It was me or
Tate?
Anthony. Anthony,
feels like
were
it was
you?
Tate.
Were you? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Tate. By the way.
One second, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Did you bring it with you?
This guy has got to be worn to a frazzle. He's
got
on
a
one
story
right
to
now.
tell.
He is on one.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
got a story to tell.
Yeah, more on the console for him.
He
later.
has made it to D&D, and I mean, I've never seen him. He's in rare form right now. He's got a strange look on his face.
Can't shut the door.
Doesn't have quite the pep in his step that you normally see, but it's still there. He's got a smile on his face.
Don't you worry, he will still talk.
You ain't got to. You ain't got to.
So anyway, Anthony, do you remember who rolled the natural 20 to start the campaign? Remember that? And then Seth rolled the natural 1 was his first roll, and he never looked back and rolled natural 20s ever since.
Yeah.
That's what I do.
I don't remember. Somebody rolled. It may have been me. I think it was me, honestly.
Who knows? It was the first roll of the campaign.
Of the campaign, it was a natural 20.
knew it was gonna be a good campaign.
And Seth's first roll
Was
a
that
natural
during
1.
the session 0, or was that during the
It was.
recording?
I don't
it
think
was-
anyone rolled. during
Nobody
this.
rolled. No, it was 1. It was the first episode
You or
1.
me?
It was on the chickens. I think it was me because I remember screaming natural 20, and that was what started us screaming natural 20 every time. Anywho, okay, let's. I mean, you have anything about to say about the campaign? It's mostly combat, so.
Yeah, I mean, I was just listening to a little bit of it. It's just like, dude,
Do you need a line of meth?
a line of meth.
Some kind of meth, so a line of
Just
cocaine.
making things.
Need a line of cocaine.
Excuse me.
Sorry.
Do you need a?
Get your drugs right.
You need to hit.
Do you need a pipe of mushrooms?
Do you need to freebase a little bit of cocaine? Yeah, you need a little bump.
No, I'm good. I'm like, I had 3 hours of sleep this afternoon.
Oh, you
so-
slept 3 hours? Okay, good.
Yeah, I'm good.
So you don't have anything to say about the campaign, or no?
I mean, I was working
Okay,
there,
go
but
ahead.
then he asked me about a line
You
of
got
meth.
something to say?
Dude, it's like I just now listened to the whole interaction between Buck and Rask, and it's just it is rough. I mean, there's just
I forgot about Bull.
Oh yeah, dude.
Oh,
I
y'all
do
were
remember
arguing
that.
about.
Yeah,
about torturing Dewberry.
Yeah.
I
He's
didn't
just-
get that far. I was,
he-
I was
well-
at 1.5 times speed trying to get to the end.
Yeah, I skipped all the way to the end. By the way, I mean by the time I
Just to hear that part. Well, no.
But,
I mean,
like,
I didn't
no,
really
like-
listen to.
Like the thing is, like he's telling Buck, like we're here for the justice of the people, not the justice of Dewberry, and it's just like I can't. Justice is justice. That's if we uphold justice for one person, we have to uphold it for everybody. That means, if we wouldn't torture a normal person, we're not going to torture Dewberry.
Well, the thing is, also, the justice system is broke. We are the justice in our mind.
Exactly.
The Inkling is the justice. The people are the justice.
Y'all killed him, or y'all keep him alive?
We took him to the circle.
Took him to the circle.
Which, how is that justice? We don't know what they're going to do.
I know.
Probably
I mean,
torture.
Basically, we just wiped the blood off our hands and make it somebody else's problem. And
yeah, but that was an uphill battle for Buck. Buck was not going to find like anybody to agree with him.
Yeah.
Nobody would.
I'm
Nobody.
scared we're gonna lose Buck.
I had Ras break his other leg so that he wouldn't even hobble away.
if Buck leaves, the whole party's splitting because Quincy's not going without him. I don't think. I don't know. He might. I don't know what he would do honestly. Quincy's trying to get his life back at all costs. He doesn't really care who dies in the process. Buck's not going to leave.
So many different character ideas and ideologies. It's so
Oh
good.
my gosh, dude, it's insane.
None of you match. Not a single one of you.
Yeah, not really.
We're like we have almost the full. We don't have like any evil characters.
Thrin was
Ras
our-
could be evil.
I don't know
Ren
what
was our true neutral.
I mean, he's just so chaotic.
I don't know.
He swings that
What's
swings
Corvus?
both
I was
ways.
just about that. What would you consider Corvus as far as a party alignment storytelling wise this far?
Chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral.
You're not playing chaotic neutral.
Probably just true neutral, I guess. Then, because I mean,
So I feel like that's how you play Thrin is you take a neutral stance between whatever's going on with the party.
I feel like Thrin was more lawful neutral, whereas like Corvus
I can
is
see that.
definitely more.
I can see that.
He doesn't really care, if he breaks a law or whatever. It's definitely not.
Right. Because he doesn't believe in the justice system either.
As
Yeah.
as much as I really don't play it, I consider Gillard more lawful than anything because
I
he's
think that
following-
you're okay. You're following your own law, and I think that's fine.
Yeah, the thing about lawful is what are you lawful to? Like, you could be lawful and not be lawful
You're
to
very
the
lawful
law.
to
Just-
the ideas of the Inkling.
yeah, lawful to the Inkling. Vistrid, I don't know what Vistrid
It
lawful
just
to the Inkling.
it just opposed my normal character model is either either neutral good or
I
chaotic.
love
good.
the thing lawful or chaotic being towards a society, kind of.
Yeah.
And your society is the Inkling and
Yeah.
the good of it, and you are very focused on that.
Yeah.
I like that a lot.
On the console?
On the console?
Anthony, let us have it.
on the
tell the people what you've been up to.
Okay, so
We already told, didn't we?
I got an email or a text or a tweet, whatever, alert about GameStop.
Delete Twitter again.
Every GameStop location in America, I guess in the U.S. except for Guam, was getting PS5s, and they were dropping this morning. So on my lunch break yesterday at 1 o'clock, I called GameStop. I was like, "Listen, is this legit?" And they're like, "Yeah. Here's the thing: we've already had one person say that they're staying the night in the parking lot. Just make sure you don't block the door. You can sit on the sidewalk or whatever. Just, like I said, we have to be able to make it into the building in the morning." I can tell you, he said, "I can tell you we're going to have more than one, but less than 10. I can't tell you anything more than that." So I get home. I tell Haley, "Listen, I don't know how this is going to turn out. I may have to stay the night." That's goofy. I know it's silly. And she's like, "Oh yeah, that's so funny." Anyways, you want to go check it out. You want to go see. Like, they're supposed to post how many consoles they got. When
Did she come with you?
when the shop closes at 8? And I was like, I told her that, and she's like, "Okay, sure, we can get ice cream too. That'd be great." We get there at 7:30, and like, there's a lot of businesses in the shopping center, so there's a lot of
milling about.
yeah, it seems that way. So I'm freaking out, like I'm waiting for them to
Already
close.
too late.
This
That's-
is like,
yeah.
is GameStop down by like Mi Ranchito?
Yeah.
That big strip? Okay.
So like I'm sitting there in the parking lot and I'm watching everybody pull in. Okay, you got 3 major entrances into this parking lot, this big giant parking lot, and I'm just sitting there watching each and every one. I'm like, dude, they're here. They're slowing down.
They're here.
They're slowing down.
The people have arrived.
They're slowing down, and like she's my wife. I was like, okay, I gotta get gas. My gas light came on. I went and got gas. She's like, let's go get ice cream and then we can come back. Got to Dairy Queen. The line is all the way to the street, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Batesville supper time, not good.
I ended up mitigating that line, going inside and getting the cone and getting just getting the HE heck out of there, dude. All right, and then we get back.
HE double heck.
Not just H-E heck.
Yeah, just HE heck. The he heck. Anyways, so I'm waiting there, okay, and everything's cleared out. People are out of GameStop. People are out of Bath and Body Works. There's this truck pulled up right on the curb in between Bath and Body Works and GameStop. I'm like, this guy.
That guy.
This guy. I pull up and I roll down my window. I was like, I didn't want anybody to know what I was doing. I didn't want them to. So I was like, "Hey man,
Got those
you
times.
here for GameStop?" He's like, "No, I'm just picking up somebody from Bath and Body Works from work." I was like, "Oh, okay." So like I drove off. I looked like a complete stalker. Looked like a complete like, "Hey, listen."
Was GameStop already closed at this
Yeah,
point?
they
Okay.
closed at 8. This was right around like 10 after. And they,
So do they have a poster
they
saying?
didn't put it yet. They didn't put it up yet. So like we go back. I go back to my spot, my parking spot, and I'm watching the door. And then I see this car ease up right beside me. And Haley goes, "Dude, they put it on the door. They put it on the door. By the way, this truck is still there. I don't want to let him know. I'm not. Henry's in the back. He's crying because he's in his car seat. I get him, and I'm like playing with him and all that. And I said, "Hey, Haley, I got an idea. I'm going to go make it look like I'm looking at the time they open tomorrow. But in reality, I'm going to be looking at how many consoles." So I go up there, and I literally say out loud to myself in kind of a mumble, I'm like, "Oh, what time do they open?" And like I realize, I look on the sheet, they only have 5 consoles.
You can see, where can you see this?
They wrote it on a piece of paper. It says, "We'll only have 5 in the supply." It's on the door.
Okay.
That keeps the 6th person from wasting their time.
Exactly. And let me tell you, we shoot a couple of them off. Okay? It was after 7 o'clock this morning that they were trying to gather around. But anyways,
Idiots.
yeah, dude. So I'm like, okay, there's only 5. She's like, "Well, you have to stay. You have to. There's no guarantee. I mean, you absolutely have to." And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess so." And she said, "What I would do if I were you, I would stay in the truck as long as you can. And then when the time comes, you go and wait by the door." I was like, "Yeah, can you call your mom to come pick Henry up, and bring me a lawn chair?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'll see what she
It's
can
a
do."
good wife right here. I don't think Cynthia would have been up for it.
My mother-in-law came in clutch, dude. Brought me brought me the chair, brought me blankets, which came. Oh my gosh, it got cold. I was in a wind tunnel, basically. Okay. So anyway, she brought me blankets. She got me she brought me some waters, and I grabbed 4 of them. Ended up having to drink one of them immediately and pee in the bottle because I didn't want to move. And then, like, right around 10 o'clock, okay, it's been 2 hours since these people closed, since everybody's...
14 hours.
It's been an hour. It's been an hour since the place, like, it emptied out, except for this one car that was pulled up beside me. And this Mustang pulls up, and it's a super loud car. And this guy gets out, and he, like, pulls open the other car door. He's like, blah, blah, blah. They're talking. I'm like, Haley, they're here. They're here. There's 2 here. It's a guy. I don't know. He's just talking to this other person. He might be just a friend. And then he pulls out 2 chairs from his trunk, and I'm like, whoa, hey, man, you guys going up to the door? He's like, yeah, we're waiting. I was like, let me get my chair. Super cool guy, though. He's like, were you here before her? I was like, I mean, I saw her pull up. You know, I'm not trying
yes.
I'm not trying to say, you know, let me first, but I mean, since you're asking, I'm telling. And he's like, okay, well, here, you get right beside the door, and we're gonna line up right beside you. And we stayed outside next to the door from 10 o'clock till oh my gosh, dude. Oh my gosh, this guy and his son that showed up at 4 o'clock in the morning.
4 o'clock in the morning.
You guys saw all the text.
So how many people were in line at the all night? Just you and the 2 other people?
Until 4 o'clock in the morning, just me and 2 other people.
Okay.
And it was a hoot, dude. Until 4 o'clock, and then this kid comes up, and he's...
How old is this kid?
Like maybe 15.
Oh, okay. I was imagining a 9-year-old.
Yeah,
No.
9, 10.
No. I'm going to have to, like, let you listen to this audio after the podcast.
took it on?
You recorded it?
Yeah, I'm not, like... I don't feel comfortable sharing it with the whole world, but, like, you need to hear what this guy sounded like. And, like, I'm serious. He mentioned that the UK is absolutely crazy, that it's complete anarchy with PS5s. He mentioned that 15 times. He said the town Liverpool. He mentioned that town twice.
He just walked up and started talking.
Yeah, just absolutely. I like Hunter x Hunter. Or Hunter x Hunter is what he called it. He said, Hunter x Hunter is really great. The 99 rendition is really graphic. I like it a lot better than the 2000. They had this character and that...
Wrong.
I mean, dude, the only thing, and every time this guy talked, the only thing I could do, I didn't want to make eye contact with him because I was scared. And, like, all I could do was like, yeah, yeah.
You were scared?
Dude, I did not want to.
Scared he would keep talking.
Yeah.
No, you're just trying to run him off.
No, not run him off. I wanted him to be there because he was.
So then he was there from 4 until opening time?
Yeah, he was the 4th man. And I was not going to take that away from him. He told us multiple times, like en masse. He's like, I've been waiting 2 years for this. It's about time that we get it. And I'm just like, okay, all right.
Sounds like someone I know, honestly. It's cracking me up.
So then what time do they open? 9?
They opened at 10.
Oh my gosh.
Next guy pulls in at like 5 o'clock, 5:30. Like, we see this van, and like it pulls in, and like there's a bank in this parking lot, so there's a lot of people going to the bank. You know, it's just like, okay, well, they might not be stopping. This guy pulls right in. You know, he's like, hey, you know, what's going on? You know, is this are we still good with the line? I said, yeah, there's only 5. You're the 5th man. He's like, they told me 6. I was like, that's not what they put. But what I guess what
Probably because one of the employees had planned on buying.
what he had said is a GameStop employee told him, we're definitely not getting 6. Definitely not getting 6.
Right.
Which sounds like,
A GameStop employee was actually first.
well, what
He's saying 5.
yeah,
No,
he's
definitely
saying
not.
5, but it sounds like he's saying, like, you know,
yeah,
not 6. You know what I
Right,
mean?
like there was 6. Is what
Yeah, it's
No, I would totally take that as, it's 5.
So the guy, he told you less than 10.
No, they said one, more than one less than 10,
Well,
and then
less
someone
than
says
10
definitely not 6. I'm like, 5, okay.
The less than 10 was nationwide though. So no.
No. The less than 10 was just our store.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have definitely understood that as 5.
But anyways, he's
then did he get in line?
and get this, the guy behind the counter told him, you won't need to get here early. We've had people buying them an hour after the store opened. You're fine. He against that judgment came up at 5. He was the last guy. He's like, dude, I was gonna go up and get coffee, but then I saw all these chairs here, and I was like, no, not doing it. But,
Is this unprecedented that 2 years later there's people sitting outside the store?
There was a time a long time ago where this was normal, but computers have progressed so much that like the PlayStation 4 met the demands of the people. You didn't have to do all this crazy stuff. Like once upon a time, like on Black Friday, the stuff like this you'd hear about people waiting outside the store.
Yeah, that's the only time
waiting in the store because they wanted the
a
system.
new console or a game or whatever. It used to be like midnight at Walmart and stuff like that. It wasn't have to sit outside all night at games. That's insane.
we did not take the chance, me and this other guy. I mean, it was a really cool experience.
Did you make a new friend?
Yeah, I did. I don't know his name though.
You never even got his name.
That is how men are
didn't
right
get my
there.
name. He didn't
That's
get
how
my
men
name
are
either.
right there.
You
Like,
talked
it
to
was
this
this
guy
girl.
for hours.
We'll spend 14 hours together, but we don't have to ever see each other ever again.
There was this girl that showed up at 3 o'clock in the morning, a friend of his, and she was like really chatty, really awesome, like a really fun conversation to be had at 3 o'clock in the morning. And she's leaving. She's like, "Hey, it was really nice meeting you." I was like, "Yeah, it was really nice to meet you too." She goes, "What was your name?" I was like, "That's the first time somebody's asked me." It's like, "It's Anthony." Yeah, we'll see ya. And like they probably didn't remember it. It was 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
But
Was that miserable?
no.
Dude, it sounds so. Did it just drag by?
No, absolutely not. It did not.
It flew by because you had somebody to talk to.
Did you ever take like a sleeping break or anything? Or
I fell asleep right before the 5th man got there. I fell asleep like this, and I was drooling. And then, like, the dude next to me goes, "Hey, I think the 5th guy's here." And I'm like, 15 minutes of, like, a little bit of shut-eye. And I was like, okay, here we go. This is it. Dude.
It's go time. We're gonna
Had a
sit
guy.
here.
Had a dude pull down through here. His kid gets out of this big F-250.
is this after 5?
This
after the
is
fifth man?
this is after the 5th man. It's daylight, okay? We've got like 2 hours until the store opens. Right. This kid gets out and he's like, "What's going on, guys?" Like, haha. Blah, blah. We had to break the bad news to him. Like, "Hey, man,
You're too late.
there's
scrub.
only 5, and there's 5 people here." And his dad is like, "Well, it looks like somebody's gonna be missing one," because it was this kid and his dad. Like the guy, the 5th guy goes, "Well, how's that?" He goes, "There's more than 5 of you here." He's like, "Oh no, those 2 are together." He's like, "Anybody want $1,000?" And everybody just said no.
I might have taken it, to be honest.
Now the kid who I was telling you guys about, the kind of strange one, he goes, "Oh no, we've been waiting here. We've been waiting for 2 years. Yeah, we've been patient long enough."
I don't know. You could have got that
And, like,
PlayStation for free with
here's the
$1,000.
thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Here's the thing.
Next time. Well, yeah.
If I had been this guy with $1,000 to spend on getting into a
Buy off
line,
eBay.
Yeah.
If you got $1,000,
that's the thing. This guy,
Could've
and
already
here's the
had
thing:
one.
the bundle after the protection plan and everything was like $900.
Oh, yeah.
Close to
You're
$900.
right. I just realized you're absolutely right. That guy's an idiot.
Yeah.
you
So
want-
he was willing to pay $1,900 to get a PlayStation from GameStop.
What was in the bundle?
Gran Turismo.
Oh,
Really?
yeah,
Wow, that's a high dollar game
Yeah.
too.
Gran Turismo, Horizon Forbidden
The
West.
new one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a
No,
pair.
that's the expansion to the first one. That's the first one plus the expansion.
Oh yeah, it's the
Isn't it?
Frozen
West.
Wilds.
Oh, is that the first? Is that what the new one's called, Forbidden West?
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh, I thought it was
And
Frozen
then-
Wild. No, that's the DLC.
That's the DLC.
Okay, go ahead.
Sorry.
I got a pair of wireless 3D headphones.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
Did you get 2 controllers or just one?
one?
One controller?
Yeah.
No camera?
No.
Man. Not a bad bundle though.
No. I also picked up a copy of Miles Morales.
I'm ready for
and
him.
Yeah.
get Spider-Man for free with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Smart.
I'm so fired
done
up.
Should not have done
hey,
that.
look at this format.
It's absolutely free with this new the new PlayStation Plus thing. Spider-Man. and
Spider-Man's on
Spider-Man.
it?
Miles Morales is going to be free.
I didn't know
but
that.
But was
That's
the other
sad.
Spider-Man going to be
Yeah,
free?
both of them.
Oh, both of them.
You can download a bunch of free games just for owning a PlayStation 5. Yeah. I went and added them all to my library.
Wait, are you talking about the new PlayStation?
When it drops in June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've
New
already got
PlayStation Plus. Yeah.
Is it okay? So what do we know about that then?
So like, if
3 tiers. The first tier. You good? Or
Well,
you want to keep talking?
what I was going to ask is with PlayStation Plus, I was thinking about doing it before I left the house. Like, if I pay $60 for the year, is that going to bump me up to like top tier? Like,
I don't know. I might would wait. Like I'd just pay for it monthly until June.
So
It's half price if you buy a
by
year.
you not having PlayStation Plus,
Still cheaper
if
to
the
do.
game is naturally free to play, you can still play with other people. But I don't think that applies to PlayStation. Well, you wouldn't be able to get Hood for free anyway. And play
I would go ahead and do the monthly.
Yeah.
Just do it month by month until.
Right.
And I mean, I look like you'd probably get the cheap one. I think it's just called PlayStation Plus.
It's bad for me because I've got like 2 years built up on mine.
Yeah. They might figure out how to work that though.
I don't know.
But I think the normal PlayStation Plus is just what it is now, and then there's a PlayStation Plus
With now.
Plus,
Oh no, yeah, Plus and Plus Now is probably they probably bundle the two because
Yeah.
Now is another like.
and you get so many games, and then there's the most expensive one, and you get even more games.
Yeah.
It's only like I think $10, $14, and $17 a month.
Oh, $17 a
Yeah.
month for the highest one?
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's not too bad. And I bet if you buy a year, it'll still be cheaper.
Right, because
15 a month or 12.
I mean, I hope that they offer that yearly thing. Does Xbox do that? Does Game Pass offer a yearly subscription, or is it you have to do month to month?
I think they just have a 6-month subscription for Xbox.
Well, the way I do it is I just go to like Dollar General or something like that and buy one of those cards for a whole year.
That's what I used to do when it was just Xbox
Real quick,
Live Gold.
What type of Xbox One do you have?
Just the basic model, the
You
very
want an
first.
Xbox One X?
Eh,
I mean, I'm not
No,
giving
Tyrell.
it away.
I know.
Hey, hey, keep
Wait for his PlayStation.
keep your Twitter and try to get him a PS5. Do
You want a
still one,
PS5?
Ty?
I mean, yeah,
but I guess I can read out on it.
I'm.
I didn't help him at all.
You have better. You seem to have
I
better
can show
luck.
you exactly
He
the
didn't
things
help
to
me at all
follow.
either. This is
Okay,
Did he not?
He tried to help.
if you
me,
want,
but I
if you
ended up-
want that.
I only got one because of Seth.
Yeah, Seth tried helping me. I was
I actually
always
started
working.
following. You know that guy that what's his name? Jake Randall. I started following the things that he's following, getting the updates before he posted updates.
Seth
So,
was
like,
very attentive of it.
Jake
He-
Randall
very
annoys me, and I feel bad that he annoys me. I was watching his
Doesn't
live
he
stream
have, like-
for you.
yeah.
Yes, but that was the problem.
What he's got? What?
He's got a bad disease. Like
He's got like multiple sclerosis or like
yeah,
um
but he won't shut up about it.
Oh, he's always talking about what's wrong with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And not even that. Like,
No.
I think someone was like, quit, like, we don't want to hear about that. We're here for the drops. And it sounds rude when you say it like that. But then he talked. I was watching this thing while he was trying to buy one from Walmart the other day. And people were asking him questions, giving him money to find out, hey, how do I do this the correct way? And he talked for 10 minutes about, well, I feel like I should be able to talk about how I feel about things. And like, truly, people are giving you money to help them buy a PS5.
Yeah.
Like, sure, you can talk about your stuff, but not in the middle of the drop
Yeah,
when
not-
everyone's
Yeah.
like freaking out. Like,
This is why
it-
everybody's
yeah.
here. Yeah.
Like,
get on an hour before the drop.
Yeah.
You know,
Talk about whatever you
plug-
want.
Plug how you're buying PS5s actively still, and you're giving them to kids with diseases. That's an awesome thing.
Oh, that's what he
Like,
does. That's cool.
Yeah, great.
no, I didn't hear that.
I
Like,
mean-
he bought he has one, and he has one for himself, and he buys more, and he gives them off as
He does do that. He does do
giveaways.
giveaways. Yeah.
I didn't know it was for.
Well, it's not exclusively just for that, but he does donate them sometimes to kids with problems.
That's cool.
Like I don't
He's
know.
a good dude, but
Yeah.
now's not the time.
Yeah. Like, listen, I love your bleeding heart. I love it. Just like maybe bleed
elsewhere.
Bleed on a different table. But
Yeah, he was honestly getting on my nerves at that moment.
But I can show you which ones to follow. Which, like, you don't have to follow his stuff. You can actually follow. Well, what he does is he gives helpful hints for the websites.
Just tell him, Tyrell.
Oh, what's that?
Target though is selling them every day now.
Yeah.
They're going to sell online every single day, but I think you have to
Target?
wake up at like 3 a.m.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, that gives you that chance.
Where are the PlayStations at?
I don't know.
Not being made. I mean,
That's not true. I refuse to believe that.
I think that is true.
COVID's over.
Like, does it have any? Did it ever have anything to do with COVID?
Yeah.
Because the microchips.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
They shut down production.
Where are those being made? Are they made in Japan or made in China?
Probably Japan.
Yeah. Like, these chips are also used in, like, vehicles. They're used for graphics cards.
Everything.
But what does COVID have anything to do with it?
It shut down the manufacturer.
For how long?
For
Well,
a
every
year.
time they come, every time they put everybody back together, they usually open for 2 weeks and they shut down again because someone gets sick and then they all get sick and they have to shut down.
But COVID's over. It's not a thing anymore. So
Can we not find a different factory to
it's
make?
getting better. Like drops are like 2 or 3 times a week now. So
That's great. But still, they've got to be somewhere. I guarantee you, there's PlayStation.
it's
somewhere.
weird that you can't just go to Walmart on any given day and walk away with one or see one. Like,
Yeah, there'd like be a couple there.
Yeah.
and they go quick.
I'll be in my Walmart or I'll be traveling. I'll be in another Walmart. I'll be like, let me just look. It's like I can't wait for the day you can look and there'll actually be one in the store and be like, what a time! What a time to be
These
alive.
kids don't realize.
PS5 6.
Yeah,
5.6. The
the
PS6.
PS6. Yeah, about the time the PS6 comes out.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That may be 10 years. Honestly,
It better be. It better be 15 years.
Dude, I hope.
I feel like the PS4 didn't have a very long life. Like
No, me either.
I think that
PS3
was.
did, though.
I think those were kind of right.
PS3 had a long life. PS3 was a good console.
PS3
It was a
like,
major
what,
upgrade.
2003, 2004, something like that.
I think
Yeah.
those last generation.
Yeah, because it was before I went to college. It was like a couple years before I went to college.
Yeah.
Because my buddy had one in high school.
I think the last
I think
consoles came out on the
2006.
brink of technology changing.
I think so.
And then
Because-
from there to like 2014.
Hope got one in college, but I
A
did
PS4 or PS3?
PS4. Because remember we played. No, that may have been PS3.
I got a PS4.
I got a PS4 after college. So yeah, 2015 or 16. So it lasted about 10 years.
years.
But the PS4 only lasted
I mean, here we are. We're
2006 to 2010. So 4 years, 5 years, something like that.
You mean
Less
16
than-
to 20?
16 to 20, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe 5 years at best. If I'm wrong about the
But they're still making games for PS4. It's really stupid.
because I mean,
That's going to slow down now.
yeah,
though.
it's because of this whole PS5 shortage. They're having to extend the life.
exactly.
And they decided to give life to the old consoles to keep.
Well,
keeping-
I like that they did that because you
And
can't
you
get the
can play
new. You couldn't play new
Bloodhounds.
games.
27th. You can play Blood Hunt with us on the 27th. It is
Yeah,
free to
apparently we're
play.
gonna play
So even
Vampire.
if you don't have your PlayStation Plus,
It's a D&D game. It's a not D&D, but it's a
Vampire
board
the
game.
Masquerade.
Vampire the
It's
Masquerade.
gonna be a big
Okay.
online- It's going to be a big online version of Vampire Masquerade where you have to So Blood Hunt is a big team based, massively online multiplayer game, and I think it's solo and squads. But you basically have to run around and kill as many people as possible while maintaining what they call the masquerade, which is you can't let people know that vampires exist. If a regular human sees you doing vampire things, they scream and then it alerts all the players to your position, and you're usually gonna die.
Okay, that's kind of
The
cool.
thing about Masquerade, like I remember playing a computer game called Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines,
Yep.
and you could choose basically what species. of-
Nosferatu, Bruja. There's four clans in this one from what I saw. I know Nosferatu, Bruja. There's a charming one that I don't remember the name of, and then there's one that's like very standard vampire. It's called
Well,
something else.
one of
something with
them.
V.
One of them was like you could like turn into a creature. One of them was you could like command creature. Nosferatu, of course.
Yeah, Nosferatu is like invisibility, and you can command bats.
But the thing is, if a human sees you, you're very clearly a vampire.
Right. Yeah. Nosferatu.
You have to live in like the sewer.
Right. But then there's one that's really charming and can charm humans and even other vampires if you have a certain one, maybe.
I'm pumped about that game.
That was a super fun
be kinda
game.
fun.
Masquerade, Bloodlines.
Yeah. Well, there's and it comes out on the 27th. It's gonna be free to play, so it should be pretty cool to check out.
And we've got the 4-man hood party now.
yeah.
Hood was so freaking
Anthony, you
fun.
watched us play that, didn't you?
Yeah.
For a little bit.
Was it? Did we look cringe?
No.
I think AJ felt cringe.
I felt very embarrassed that we sucked that bad.
No, that game is insanely hard, and y'all were two-manning it, right?
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
at one time we accidentally did join up with another Robin and another Marion,
That was a disaster.
and that one was bad.
I bet y'all didn't have anybody to carry the chest.
Okay, I thought so too.
Well, we died immediately because I didn't even mean to join a multiplayer server. I was just trying to
And
play.
we
with it.
left. They could have brought us back. We didn't really know how the game worked.
duplicate the same character. I didn't know that. I
We
didn't
had
think
two
it
Robins
lets
and
So
two
what
Marions.
are the characters? You know,
Robin, Maid Marian.
Robin
Took.
You
Robin
played
the
Maid
Archer.
Marian?
Yeah, he was Maid
It's Robin the
the rogue.
Archer, Marion the Assassin, Took the Priest, and Lil
Cleric.
John the Brawler, and
Barbarian.
Edea the Swashbuckler.
Who's like I don't know what you call her.
That's a Nosferatu from Vampire the Masquerade.
It's kind of like the vampires from Blade 3 that has their mouths open. Like they look very pale, very.
No, I've never seen that game.
Like they have bat-like ears. They have very elongated teeth. Their noses are. They're very bat-like looking.
Yeah, if you've ever seen Nosferatu, they're
Yeah, the
very
silent
much-
film.
Yeah, very
I've
much
never
so.
seen Nosferatu.
Okay, you've
Except
seen
for on
them, though.
SpongeBob.
Yeah, I was about to say you've seen them on SpongeBob.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu flipping the light
And then
switch.
there's
Yeah, it's smiling.
Which, by the way,
That's
nobody got the SpongeBob reference that I made to Cameron in the group chat. I was the last person to text. He said 6, right? I said 6 o'clock.
I would have never thought.
Nobody would have ever.
6 o'clock. What is he saying though?
He's saying
Does he say 6 o'clock in the
he's-
show?
They're
too,
saying
though?
6 o'clock back and
6
forth.
o'clock.
and then it says 12
6
o'clock a.m. or 12 o'clock midnight. And Patrick comes in with like a lampshade over his head. He's like, oh.
All right, Seth. Common Life. The Stone County Killer.
Stone County Killer. It's been a crazy week, y'all. So
Did he really murder 7 people in cold blood?
No,
and
4.
12?
just four.
Just 4.
4 people were murdered. Not funny, not a joke. Wednesday.
Yeah, it was Wednesday and Thursday.
Okay.
From what you
Yes. Okay. So
from what I can
Wednesday
follow
night-
the chat.
So Wednesday night, apparently, and this is my great aunt and her son.
Oh,
My-
I thought your relatives were Thursday night.
No.
I thought
My-
that was why y'all left.
No.
Oh, okay, sorry.
My grandfather's dead brother's widow and their son were killed Wednesday night after church, just in their chairs in their house. We didn't know about this. My cousin Caleb texts us at 3 o'clock and said, "Did y'all hear what happened?" And my grandma was like, "Yeah, your lightning, your pole by your house got struck by lightning." And he's like, "No, James Cecil was murdered." And no one like, "What? No, that person doesn't get murdered." We thought maybe he had a car crash or something. But so my grandparents drive to their house, and this is within 3 miles of my house, and they were dead, and
Were they the ones that found it? Wait, no. Were the cops already there?
cops were there.
Caleb
Okay.
knew about it before they.
Cops knew. Caleb knew because the woman's grandson works at Intimidator, and he called CJ, another guy who works there that lives around us, and told him I can't come to work. My grandmother and my uncle were murdered. And Caleb, so my grandparents go and they find out that this is true. That the woman's daughter was the one who found them at like 3 o'clock and called the cops in and stuff. So we're freaking out. Like, small town. Things.
This was Thursday. Y'all just found out what happened
Yeah,
Wednesday.
we found out what
Ben
happened.
your community is an unincorporated township.
Yeah,
Like,
not a town. We don't have
There's-
stores.
there's
We
like
just
a volunteer fire
There's
department.
like
Just
less
a
than
volunteer.
200 people in
Yeah.
a 5 square mile area.
Yeah.
You know?
and people were murdered in their home, shot.
Yeah.
Crazy. So, I mean, we're worried, like what? But when something like this, it's usually someone in the family, that's like stealing money or something. We assume it's over. And then another 2 bodies gets found that night at like 10 o'clock. So the way it seemed is someone, because it got timed out that my great aunt went to church and like dropped off a woman that rode with her at 9 o'clock after service, and then died after that. So like it gives us a little bit of a window to guess. And so we were like, someone murdered someone around 10 o'clock here. My mom calls me at 10:17 and said, they just found 2 more bodies. Y'all have to get out of there. And
This
then
is still within 3 miles of your house, or a
Yes.
little further.
it's it was a quarter of a mile.
This
from
one was
the other
closer, right?
No,
Oh.
yeah, probably.
This was like in
it's
the shady-
further down the road, but the other one was way down.
This is Shady Lawn, right? Shady Lawn area, or was it closer to your house than that?
No, it's closer to the Mennonite church
Yeah.
on the way.
That's Shady Lawn.
Shady
Oh, Shady Lawn, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead.
I thought this was like right around Catfish Waters.
No. He's a little farther than that.
Okay.
So my mom called, like, 2 more people have been found. And, like, we assume, like, we get on Facebook and people are like, people are knocking on doors and shooting people. So, like, Cynthia she hands me Maverick. She's just throwing clothes into bags and stuff and jumps in the car. She's, like, crying because she thinks that someone's just going to come and shoot us at any moment. I have to go and make sure my grandparents are coming because my grandma's already asleep and my grandpa's still watching TV. But my mom calls and they're getting up and they're getting ready. Yeah. So like I've got a gun and I'm going to their house and like trying to get them to hurry. And Cynthia's in the truck just crying because she's scared. And Caleb is already headed to my mom's house. She lives out on 92, so just completely different area. Yeah. And like. We don't know. Someone could be coming down the road at any time. That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
Like it feels scary. It feels bad. So we stay up like all night. They arrest a guy, the son of the second people that got killed. They arrested him at like 1:13 in the morning that night. And the next morning they're already kind of saying, well, it probably wasn't him. They're still on the loose. And that's about where we are even now. Like
that was just yesterday. So
that was just yesterday. So it's crazy. I talked to one guy today, and he's like, he seems to have an alibi that's fitting out. We just can't prove. Like his family, the guy's family, has like he's tried to murder his parents before with a hammer. So like it fits. We don't know why he would have killed my family. They live close.
There's no kind of interest there at all.
Doesn't seem like it. Like, but his family has an explanation. They think that like he might have been trying to hunt on their land, and they told him not to be trespassing. And he thinks that he owns everything around, and he's a massive drug addict, like massive dope head. Like had a bender, went off and just killed him.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm glad that like I talked to you though before the news like actually broke, because my sister called me. Like you were talking about this as soon as I woke up in the morning. You would text us at like 5 o'clock in the morning or whatever.
Yeah.
I woke up at like 6:30, 7 o'clock, and I see this, and I'm like, it didn't really storm that bad. Everybody, there was no thunder, nothing. I mean, because you said, did everybody make it through the night all right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. I mean, no storms, nothing, no bad, no tornadoes, nothing like that.
I knew the locals would know what I was talking about.
Yeah, and then then Seth starts talking about that. I'm like, no freaking way.
Yeah.
And I knew if it was somebody very close to you, you would have said, "Listen, guys, just this is what's going on, and we let's just radio silence for now. Let me figure out what I'm doing." My sister calls me at 1:30 in the afternoon. She's like, "Listen, I need to tell you something." I was like, "Okay." She goes, "The 2 people that they found murdered. I heard that it was Olivia Waters."
Oh my! This happened.
Yeah, and I was like,
"She has the Waters last name."
Yeah,
and this is what I said. I said, "No, no."
Seth wouldn't have been that calm.
Yeah, and you might have said who it was at that point, like your poppies.
I think Seth said it was some extended family of his.
Yeah, I said no. The people had the last name Waters, but it wasn't Olivia.
Sister-in-law.
Yeah, and somebody in the Trammell family had told her that. And if that's who was murdered. The second set was murdered. But I was like, no, it wasn't Olivia. She's like, oh well. First, the buildup was, I've heard it from a really good source, somebody that I can really trust. I think they're from the area, so they're going to know a lot about it. That it was Olivia Waters, and I was like, no.
This is why I absolutely hate.
Facebook was crazy.
Facebook and small town.
I said because I searched up Stone County murder. Basically, is what I looked at, and this woman had posted what's going on in Bend. Yeah. I've heard there are 7 people shot and 12 people injured.
There was 7 and 9, and I was like, "There's 4."
Yeah.
Where do people even come up with this stuff?
It was my ex-uncle Greg, Caleb's dad, that put on there that people were just walking up to doors and shooting people.
Where did he get that idea?
Don't know.
Why is he saying anything? He's not even around.
The way it all seemed, like I said, it seemed like a 2-night thing. Like he killed 2 persons then he killed 2 people then, and tomorrow he's going to kill 2 more. But now it's all coming out that he killed all 4 of them Wednesday night, and the other 2 just weren't found for 24 hours almost.
Yeah.
Oh, was that the case? Okay.
Yeah. So So we're still living with my mom. My grandparents spend the day my grandma did go to work, but it gets dark. Everyone goes to my mom's. Like everyone is.
This is like some serious
Yeah, this does not happen in this community. This
Not
should
really,
not happen.
no, and it's making statewide news. You know,
It'll be on Dateline. I just keep telling people we're going to be on 2020.
Haley heard this and she goes, "Dude, this is some like Truman Capote in cold blood stuff."
Yeah, we don't know. It come out today that nothing was taken from the waters. And we was thinking they have money. They have money, and probably in the house. Like someone wanted that money.
Just walked in, killed them, left.
Yeah, took the money. Did not even take the woman's purse. Did not take, just a cold-blooded kill is what it was.
It's crazy.
That's just like
It's even come out they were sitting in chairs.
Yeah.
One of them was in a rocking chair. The other one was he had a Coke in his hand when the police got there and a plate on his lap. The other one,
70-something years old. These
he
old
was
people,
55.
Trammels.
Yeah.
You're talking
She
about
was 77.
Yeah.
He was 55.
Yeah.
75 and 73 were.
So it's just a crackhead on a rampage.
Yeah.
Is what we've
That's-
come.
And
Well,
kill
but
But
them.
they still have the guy that you think you have, but they have him
We-
detained.
A lot, yes.
They don't now,
Yes, they
right?
do. No,
Oh,
they
okay.
didn't release him
He didn't-
because
okay, I thought
they
you
found
said-
him with a gun and he was on parole. So that's a violation of his parole.
Yeah.
So they can hold him as long as they want.
Okay.
So they've not charged him with murder at all, and but they can hold him for
At least maybe they have the
as
right
long
guy off the.
Yeah, I mean, for a violation of parole, he could go to prison.
He can go to prison.
They can question him as long as they want.
Yeah, and that's kind of what they're doing. The state police have come in with two different CSI teams.
Yeah,
and
they're
like-
investigating it as two separate crime scenes.
Yeah.
Like two different teams.
But then also going back over each other, just double checking to see if they miss anything.
that's great.
So we expect them to find out something. But man, some crazy junk has been said. People have been saying Eli. Y'all know Eli? Eli
Sanders,
Yeah, he's in and out of jail, but he got released after the kills or something. But they picked him up and they kind of were blaming him, and people were saying it was him because he just got out of jail, just because. It
yeah, I knew he was a
insane.
POI at one
Yeah.
point. Person of interest.
The woman at one point last night, the woman who the daughter, Sheila, someone started saying that her husband has just disappeared and that he's a person of interest and the police are looking
But
for him.
that
And that's
didn't
just
happen.
absolutely not true at all. People just lie.
Okay, tell me this. Okay, there's Rackleys involved, right?
Sheila is married to a Rackley. And then they apparently were looking for a Stephen Rackley who no one has ever heard of.
Who is Carrie Rackley's mom?
Sheila.
That's Sheila.
No. Carrie Rackley.
Yeah,
She's
that you
married
went-
to
that you
someone
went
else
to-
now.
No, that you went to school with. Who's her mom
Okay.
married to?
Her
what's her
name's
mom's name?
Harrington. Carrie Harrington. Before she
not
got
Ra- Okay.
But her mom is Sheila Rackley.
Is she the one that's
I didn't know she
married
was
to
married.
the?
She's married to the guy who was a POI, but she is the daughter of. She's the one who found them. It was Carrie Harrington's grandmother.
Harrington. That's what I meant, not Carrie
Uncle.
Rackley.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You got to beep out all those last names.
I don't know if I don't know. It's a public
Last
case.
name-
Go on
last name mean
KAITA.
I don't even know what. I don't even know what.
Anyway, so the relation there is was it her husband is the one that they thought might be the killer?
No,
He's
people
not the
just
one that's
lying
been
about
arrested.
Yeah.
Okay, that was one thing I'd heard. That's why
that.
I
No,
wanted
no,
to clarify.
Donnie
that.
Trammell is the one that they think
She's
has-
not married to him.
No.
Okay.
No, this is the son of the two that the other two that have been killed.
Yeah.
The Trammels that were.
And that house apparently
But that would have been his own. Okay,
His
that
own
was his own
parents.
parents. But you said they already knew that he had tried to kill him before.
his siblings and his daughter and everyone says that it's him.
No doubt.
No doubt in their mind, in the Trammell's mind.
It fits within his character.
Well, I'm just glad they're able to hold him on other charges because if they just had to release him, like the criminal justice system, there's good things about it and there's some things that are just insane where these people get off on technicalities that killed so many people and stuff like that. Just don't have the right evidence and crap like
It's not
that.
him. I hope he gets free, but we got to find who it was.
What we hope for justice, and we want the right thing to come from this. We
Right.
want perfect justice.
Yeah.
The problem is you pray for justice but demand results.
Yeah.
Can't
That's not always the same thing.
Yeah, that is true. That's deep right there.
I like that. You should say that in the game sometime.
Gillard look for an
Oh,
opportunity.
yeah, I'll say it. I'll say it tonight when we go distribute the money.
He's gonna poke me in the chest. You pray for justice, and he's gonna poke Rast in the chest. You demand results.
The good news is, Seth, Cynthia, and your family, we're all safe.
Which is the best. Which is
Sad for the families of those that were killed.
Yeah.
Sheila's dad just died of cancer in October, so she's lost like her entire family in the past 6 months. It's been
terrible.
That's awful, dude.
rough. Sad.
Another common life crime thing this really is not the same magnitude as what Seth and his
Common crime?
Common crime. The Common Files. Y'all hear about that bank robbery in Batesville?
No.
Dude, these people worked
World's
at
getting crazy, y'all.
big, huge bank, newest bank in town, Citizens Bank. It's got like
Oh, the
it's got
brand
like
new one?
6
Yeah,
stories.
yeah.
It's
Big.
a big, massive building. These two tellers went outside to fill up the ATM with 3 boxes of cash. These guys pull up in this black Chevy, go up to him, take the boxes of cash, and jet.
Anthony, don't you drive a black Chevy?
Black Chevy car.
Well, that sounds like a pretty good move then. Did they have masks on or anything?
I don't know. No. Not that I know of.
Okay,
No
anyway.
one's been identified as the thing. They don't know who
There's no security camera out there or nothing?
Okay, I'm going to show you the video or the picture of the car that they first published. But anyways, like, here's the thing. These guys, they led police on a chase up towards Cave City, cut off down a back road, and lost them.
You got to watch them good old boys when they get on back road.
They think that's Texas plates is the thing.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That maybe stolen vehicle.
Dude, I have no idea. But, like, these guys seriously lost the police. They got 3 boxes of ATM cash. Like, you can
How
only
much
imagine.
could that be?
Money is. They have money has serial numbers though.
Yeah.
They'll probably get caught when they spend it. Eventually.
Unless they go to Mexico.
Oh well, yeah.
I don't know, though.
Well, if you spend it, as long as you don't spend large sums of it at once. Like if you buy gas here and drive there and buy gas.
They don't spend one of the hundreds because those usually get treated differently than the rest of the cash.
Yeah, I guess then they could find them on a security camera and then they could get in front of them. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, like,
Anyway, how much money did they think it was?
nothing has been released. The only thing that's been released is
It was mafia money, so they can't actually.
an updated picture of the car that they got. I don't know how they got this close to get a picture of the car, but don't have any idea on the, on the who they are.
It's the
or-
perfect crime. Who would have thought?
Like, just absolutely.
I always thought it would be really cool. Like, I wish I could like break into a bank, get in a vault, and just like look at the camera and go, "Hi, I got in," and then leave. But
That's actually a job.
That is a job. I don't know how you get into that job, but
I have no idea how you probably were a criminal, and then you get
kind
out.
of like them using hackers to
But-
design software to keep.
Well, yeah. It's that's white hat hacking is also a job. But yeah, people they're like infiltration testers, and they test like high security zones to
It
see
would
if
be so fun.
I'll tell you, the biggest point of vulnerability is almost always human resources. Because all you have to do is get a badge and they'll let you in places you...
it's funny. We have a friend who works at a bank and like he knows how to rob it. Like he's told me, he's like,
Dexter?
no,
Oh, he works at a bank.
different friend.
Okay.
But he's like, I know how you could do this. Like, it wouldn't be hard. It's like you'd have to like have a hostage of a kid or something, but you could do it.
Oh well, that's different. I'm talking about like, I mean, straight up nabs.
No, he's like, I know what wall is weak that you could just bust through with like your fist to like get past some security, and then like once you're in there, it's just like talking to a certain person, and then you got money.
It's so crazy. I have a coworker who I've talked to about this every time. It's like, it's crazy how we reinforce our doors, but there are walls and houses that are literally just plywood. You can just blow through yourself.
Here's the thing about that. I told my dad about that once because he's got like this shed, okay, that it's got this big metal door that stays locked, but like he's got like this particle board siding, okay, that like you could literally there's just studs on the wall on the other side and it's open and free and clear.
Yeah.
All you have to do is pull that thing up. And I told him that, and he's like, "Listen, son, locks keep out honest people."
Hey, that's a
If
true
somebody wants to get in, they're
That's a-
going to find a way.
That's
in.
a true.
True.
that's
It's
a
kind of
true
like
statement.
locking your vehicle. All they got to do is
yeah.
break the window.
The quote that I've always heard is a locked door keeps an honest man honest.
Yeah.
And that's I've heard that too.
Well, usually most people that are looking to steal something are looking for an easy way to steal something.
Quick, quiet.
Yeah. Like we had people break into our church one time before we had an alarm system, and I don't know what door they got open, but I mean they just walked in and they walked up onto the stage and they tried to take my amp. Well, it wasn't actually my amp; it was the amp that I used there. It was like a 212 cabinet. It's big. They moved it about 3 feet and said, "No, forget that." And they grabbed Rachel's acoustic guitar. They grabbed my electric guitar, which was a cheap piece of junk anyway. And then they went to the back of the church back there where the soundboard is and everything, and grabbed a laptop that. The only thing, like the mouse pad on it didn't even work, and the only thing that was really on it was like youth group pictures and stuff. So we lost all of that, and they got literally probably $500 worth of stuff.
That's the original picture they released of the bank robbery vehicle.
Oh boy, that's really defining.
They said that's a Chevy car.
Like Chevy Impala or something.
How is our security that bad?
I don't know. It's insane.
blurry.
They always show like on movies like somebody speeding through an intersection in the traffic camera.
Enhance.
Yeah, enhance it.
This is the picture that they posted like a few days later.
Well, that's pretty legit. Did they find that car somewhere? Like just abandoned or what?
No.
Oh. I mean, how many cars on the road are there like that? I'll see that car 3 times on the way home.
I found myself looking for that car while I was waiting for the PS5
Where's
last
Waldo?
night. You know, I was just like, dude, what if we solved that?
What if a guy pulled up in that car and got out and sat in line?
I'm getting a PS5. I got money.
He's like PS5s for everybody.
Walks up with like a classic
He tried to
sack.
get mine in front of me, and I'm like, dude, I'm about to call the police on you.
I know what you did.
I recognize that car.
Cut in front of me for a PS5. True crime here.
That's the true crime.
Holy crap! What if that had broken out, or someone was just like, "I'm calling the cops because you broke in front of me and lied at GameStop,"
And end up busting that guy, the bank robbers.
Isn't that how Capone was caught, or somebody?
tax fraud.
Okay.
Wow, that's
Somebody was caught for like a busted tail at it. I can't.
So you had a cop or buy or whatever. What did you call it?
copper cancel.
Yeah.
Oh. No, I was going to talk about something for Common Line real quick.
Go ahead, Dustin.
Yeah, so
Go ahead.
So I don't know. I don't really talk about it on stream, and I don't know how much you guys know about it. But my sleep schedule typically, especially for work day, is like 11 to 12. Go to bed, somewhere in that range. Go to bed. I wake up every 2 to 3 hours every night, and I get up. I go to the bathroom. I go back to bed, and that's my night. Every 2 to 3 hours, get up, get up, interrupt my sleep, go back to bed. Get up, interrupt my sleep, go back to bed. If I'm lucky, I'll wake up between 6 and 7, and I'll stay up and go to work and be on time for work. Sometimes I'll end up oversleeping, and I'll be late sometimes, and it sucks, and I have to deal with that with my boss. And so that's been my sleep for a couple of years now. Well, I finally went and I've had 2 sleep studies done. I did one where they were like, "Yeah, you definitely have sleep apnea. Congratulations." I had 113 obstructions an hour. That's how often I've stopped breathing, which or that's how often I would stop breathing. That's why I was waking up, because I couldn't get deep enough sleep that it actually made a difference. And then I went and did my second one, where they told me, like, you know, basically I need 19 centimeters of pressure forced into my mouth so that my body can take in the amount of oxygen I need. So I finally got my uncle allowed me to borrow his CPAP, because it wasn't good enough for him. It didn't make a difference. So he had bought one a couple of years ago. He let me have it. I've cleaned and I'm using all the stuff that his has, but I plan on buying my own mask and the hoses soon. But they're like $200 for a mask, $100 for a hose. So I'm gonna buy those and get those shipped in hopefully next week. But I've been using it just with the nose mask. I'm gonna get a nose and mouth for myself. But I've been sleeping in it just with the nose mask this week, and it has made a world of difference. Okay. So for everyone here and for viewers at home, your sleep is extremely important to your overall quality of health. So please, if you feel like you have sleep apnea, get tested. It's really expensive.
My mom is trying to get my dad to get tested because she thinks he just.
Yeah.
That's scary.
My father-in-law has it.
Have you
He
ever
loves
woke
it.
up in the middle of one of those like non-breathing times?
Not that I can remember, but I'm sure I have. Yeah.
I've done that before, where I've had to where I've woke up. Of course, I was like traveling, so I was like sitting upright asleep, and I would wake up because I wasn't breathing.
Right.
You know.
Like a sleep paralysis kind of situation.
I mean, I was fully aware, fully awake, fully moving. It was just like I woke up. Because
Oh, are you talking about you woke up during sleep paralysis?
No,
Like
no.
you woke up and couldn't move, or you just woke up?
I
and
could
you weren't
move.
breathing?
I was fully. I woke up because I wasn't breathing.
Right.
Like, I was aware enough in my sleep because I was sitting up that like I knew I wasn't breathing. So like I woke up and I was like, and it was oh man, it's scary.
Yeah, I've severe dry mouth. Normally, so I drive 2.5 hours usually to get here to come and play with you guys and spend time here. I usually have to like buy Red Bull or some form of energy drink, something to drink on the way. Like a 2-hour drive is like physically exhausting for me. Like I'll start falling asleep. I can fall asleep when I drive, and I drove here. This week has been just great. I haven't been tired during my work day. I've stayed up from like the first night I used the CPAP. I woke up at 6:30 that morning and went to bed at midnight that night and didn't sleep once during the entire day. It was crazy. It just makes that much of a difference. Just getting a good night's sleep and just getting the oxygen that your body needs when you're sleeping. So definitely, you know, if you ever think you have sleep apnea or obstructive sleep apnea, which I have, please get tested because I promise you it makes a huge world of difference. And Seth, I don't snore now. I asked my mom. She's like, I didn't even hear you in there.
That's awesome.
I usually hear you in there. So it was pretty sick.
That's great.
Did you bring it with you? You gonna? Yeah. Good.
I got luckily the one I have is portable enough. I actually brought it with me. I'm gonna use it tonight.
Ryan, you need any help?
I look ridiculous with that mask on, but it makes a world of difference.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, dude.
Yeah, no.
There's not too many people that's gonna watch you sleep, so you're all right.
We're shutting this thing down.
No compromise.
I'll save it for next time. It wasn't good anyway. I'll probably have a better one next time.
Okay.
See ya.
Yeah! Check out Tiger School RPG. Follow our Twitch channel.
Twitch, Instagram, Facebook, AJ.